Perfect.
What the hell is Saw Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that?
Guys are from Free Love, man.
What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to Saw Sports. I'm your host, Ed Honcho, man. If you're not familiar with Saw Sports is a Houston, Texas homer network. Means we're talking all sports, but only Houston. The freshest flavor in H-Town sports. Like I said, we're gonna keep it rolling. You know what I say? It's about day 22, 31 days of sauce. About 9 days left to go or so. It's gonna be a short sauce today. Ain't gonna be a real long sauce. Probably about 30 minutes, maybe not too much more than that, if that. Just want to talk about some things. Like I say, I want to make sure we keep it going. And we're going to dive back into the regularly scheduled programming tomorrow, next week, and all that good stuff to wrap up the last week of, the regular season. So, lo and behold, the Texans have won the division. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, since that's a guaranteed playoff spot, what that means, the possibilities that lay before them, and what's more than likely going to happen, and just kind of looking at the first round in that situation. And, if there's any potential to escape that. But let's see, we got joining us, man, and then we will get into it. We will get it going. So you know how this goes, man. Shout out to Side with Pride if you're from the greater H-Town area. If you're not from the greater Houston area, it's all good, man. We still show you some digital love. Let us know where you're at, what you represent. Get you a little shout out, and then we'll get that going, get the Sauce Nation roll call going, and then we're going to dive into this thing, man, because like I say, so it's a few things we need to cover, discuss, and then move forward. So I see Tommy Chopper, Tehran, what's the motherfucking deal? GT Tay Hill, what's the motherfucking deal? Roddy Lewis Jabari, Vincent, what's the motherfucking deal? Jiren, what's the motherfucking deal? D Pritch, aka Texas Palace. Hey, y'all already know what I'm finna say. You know what I'm finna say. If you don't know what I'm finna say, then you obviously have not been watching Saw Sports, or you be coming in the streams late. You be on that other time, and go follow fucking Texas Palace on the fucking gram. If you have an Instagram account, you over there following them IG thotties, trying to hide it from your old lady, because your old lady be checking your phone. You be trying to follow and like them little bopper pictures and shit on the slick. Quit wasting your time. You want to stay updated with what the Texans got going, make sure you go and follow Texans Palace, the number one Texans page on the gram. Okay, and if it ain't, I said it is, so it is. So if you want to dispute that, we can meet somewhere, we can fight about it. How about that? Shout out to D Pritch, man. Sherman Hill, what's the motherfucking deal? JB Johnson, what's the motherfucking deal? Dakota in the building, what's the motherfucking deal? Courtney G, Master Race, Kahai, what's the motherfucking deal? Aloha, Vintage Man Zay, Man Things, what's the motherfucking deal? Playoffs. You want to talk about playoffs? I don't really want to talk about playoffs because that probably means the extended tenure of Bill O'Brien, but we'll get into that. Daryl Ross, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Maximum Overdrive, Bando Rail, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Debo, T-Mac, what's the motherfucking deal? Joe Hundo, what's the motherfucking deal? Go DJ, Danny, what's the motherfucking deal? Professor Trill, from the place formerly known as the Land of the Trill. Pearland is the new Land of the Trill. Shout out to Professor Trill, what's the motherfucking deal? Down South Sports. 335 in the building, what's the motherfucking deal? JS, and I'm gonna fuck it all up. JS, we should call you JS for now until I figure that whole shit out. J Bird, what's the motherfucking deal? Jared Jackson. Let's see. Average guy, evade. If you don't like negativity, well, the world's negative. If you don't like it, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You ain't gotta be here if you don't like it. Like, I'm not forcing anybody to be here. So, Jared Jackson, what's the motherfucking Port Arthur, Texas? Oh man, you in Golden, Colorado. Is there gold in them there heels? Okay, we got another Hawaii. Okay, shout out. We got a little Hawaii love shaking. All right, shout out Jay. I'm gonna fuck it all up. Let me try to get this properly. JS. Let me see. Jay Sinista. Is that proper? Let me know if I got that right or how bad I fucked that up. Let's see. Lamont, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. If I missed you, Alan Hamilton, Alonzo, what's the motherfucking deal? Text for life. Brandon Judah, what's the motherfucking deal? JJ Sugar, what's the motherfucking deal? Okay. Toot it up, man. I'll let you boy, man. Frankie in H-Town, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Footballer 503. And if I missed you, wise, what's the motherfucking deal? Press round. Marcus D. Baltimore, be more in the house. All right. We're going to talk about be more, too. I don't want to talk about y'all. We're going to talk about y'all, man. But let's talk about it. Let's see where we're at this point. Like I said, it's going to be a short sauce. Yeah, the Titans, but here's the thing. And then again, I'm not surprised. They jumped out to an early lead, and I told you that's a game that they could have won. It wasn't like they were going to get. I didn't ever think they was going to get just blown out. But the Titans going to tighten. I'm telling you, they'll give you a few good runs, and they'll tease you. They'll tantalize. Well, not us. We don't give a fuck about the Titans, but they'll tease you and make it seem like they in the building. You know what I'm saying? To celebrate of Deshaun O'Brien's future. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that little spat that they had on the sideline and what were the possible outcomes of that. But, yeah, the Titans, they'll sell it to you. But here's the fucked up thing about it, right? They lost, and they're still the 6th seed right now. Currently, they're the 6th seed. So that's kind of odd. So right now, they are technically in the playoffs, and so that's going to give them something to play for next week. I don't know how much the Texans care about it. I think it depends on the outcome of this Kansas City and Bears game as to what you see happening. How bad do the Texans want the higher seed, or they just usual Texan shit? We're just happy where we are. We're just happy to be here, and then we're just happy to be here, and we'll see what happens. Type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the situation it's in right now. So as of right now, if we were to play, we would be facing the Bills. Bills would be coming to H-Town, which is odd, but and I'm gonna be straight up with you, man. I'm gonna be real straight up with you. After the last few weeks' performances that the Texans have put on the field, I don't feel confident. Looking at yesterday's game, your offense only put up what was the score? 23-20, something like that. I don't even remember. The offense put up with 16 points. 16 points. Like let's be real. They got the ball on the 20. They had a lot of good field position, half like 50-yard line a couple times. I don't remember all the interception turnovers were, but they got great field position. Great field position throughout the whole game. I mean, and could not put it in the end zone. Could not put it in. This is the Bucs, right? The Bucs, whose defense is. Their run defense is top notch. I think number 1 in the league coming into the game yesterday. Then you have their pass defense, which was like 28th, 30th, somewhere at the bottom of the barrel. And it was terrible. And you couldn't connect. And again, as much as we want to put blame on Bill O'Brien, let's be straight about some shit, man. Deshaun did not look good yesterday. Deshaun did not look good at all yesterday. And, I mean, there were times, like I say, there wasn't no pressure on him. The guys were open, wide open, and he just wasn't hitting them. And, like I say, I don't know how much it had to do with the ankle. I don't know what it was. We saw him rubbing on it and tweaking it, but it didn't. He didn't look good, you know. And again, I'm gonna be the first person to tell you when Bill O'Brien's a piece of shit and he's fucking up and he's doing a terrible job. But there were plays that just should have been made. Yeah, and like I said, I don't know what was going on. Why everything was high. Because my thing is just like, how? And we had a lot of shit fall in our favor yesterday too, and that's what I want people to realize. Like, you know, I'm gonna say, hey, you know, you can't just complain about, well, the refs gave this and gave that. They gave us a lot of shit. Like, the refs hooked us up yesterday. Like, let's be realistic about it. Like, that Fails fumble could have easily went the other way. Right? But let's look at it. Like I said, looking at these two guys, the two names, and you know, But yeah, Deshaun came out yesterday and said, got to give credit to Bill O'Brien for getting us where Deshaun's always going to say the right things because he's a cat. He's a character. You know what I'm saying? He's a straight up guy. He carries himself in a certain way. I think any issues that he's had, they'll be settled behind closed doors or whatever it may be. But he's not the type of person to come out and throw people under the bus. That's not what a real leader does. He views himself as a certain type of leader, and so I don't think that'll be an issue. We've also seen another thing, and this is why I'm not keen on it. You struggled against Denver and lost. I mean, you got blown out against Denver. That wasn't even close. The Titans game was a struggle. This game was a struggle. I mean, this was a real struggle. Like, this should have been, it should have been a blowout. It should have been, I mean, it shouldn't even been close. Like, how do you go and work the Patriots? Like, I think they used up everything they had on that Patriots. Bill must have been all the leader, the energy he had to get them hyped up was for that Patriots game, because since then, it's been depressing. It's been terrible. And that's exactly what I'm going to get on about Will, is another thing. Is like, we've seen a consistent trend. Fuck the lose-win-win trend, because the lose-win-win trend tells you you're about to lose this next game if y'all want to be on that. So if we're going to talk about that trend, that pattern that we have, well, the Texans are going to lose this game. But the fact that Will Fuller not only has a hamstring injury, but also a groin injury, a guy that is never really available for you in the playoffs, like, what good is this, man? What good is Will Fuller? Like, we can talk fifth-year option. We can talk extended contract. Like, you can't pay this man. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's like, unless he's willing to take a subpar deal. A subpar deal. You can't pay this man. For what? Half a fucking season? A few games here? Like, I'm not even sure how many games he's missed this season. It seems like he's missed at least half the season. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I haven't gone back and just been like, I've been running around and ripping around today, so I'm going to be honest, I haven't done some follow-up on some things I wanted to talk about. And as y'all saw, I put everything up late. So, but you can't pay this man. Like, unless he's willing to take a team-friendly deal, you cannot pay him. What are you getting from him? What are you getting from him? He has yet to give you a complete season. And it seems like he's missing more and more games as the shit goes along. So I like Will Fuller. And here's my thing. I saw somebody say, well, they cut Clowney. They didn't have any issues cutting Clowney. They'll cut Will Fuller real quick. Let me tell you the reason why Clowney got cut. It wasn't anything to do with Clowney's production. It wasn't anything to do with Clowney's effort. It was just that Clowney wasn't going to just sit and kiss ass like the majority of this Texas team does. And that was Bill O'Brien's problem. He was just like, you got a lot of, when you have these good character guys that we love so much, there's a lack of dogs. It may be, I'm just looking at the defense. You got 2 or 3 motherfuckers that might be some dogs on defense. The jury's still out to me on Hargraves. I like Lonnie. Lonnie got a little bite to him. Reed's a good guy, but when he steps on the field, he's one of those that change. When he steps on the field, he turns it on. So on the field, he's a bit of a dog. You got playmakers, and being a playmaker doesn't necessarily make you a dog. You could, I'm trying to think, but Clowney had a little dog in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, on and off the field, and he wasn't just going to, he's just not going to take the status quo. What everybody else think? Well, he's going to talk back. He's going to say some shit. He's going to speak his mind. Nobody really on the Texas team does that, and Billy O doesn't like that. Ever since the when he called Blake Bortles out, called him trash, and then all the trash cans got mailed in. Clowney's also a guy who just guilty, like in interviews, very frank, very open dude, and so he didn't like that. I don't think too much. He didn't follow the protocol, the faux Patriots protocol. So that's why he was out of here quick. Will Fuller, you don't ever hear shit from him, right? You don't ever hear shit from Will Fuller. 1, because he's always hurt, so he's probably not available to the fucking media. But 2, he's not upsetting the apple cart. So he's a guy that Bill O'Brien's going to be all right. Well, he's a good guy, and we'll figure something out. We'll find a way to get him back in here. So I don't think it'll be a scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's my deal, man. I don't know. I think are we back? All right. I don't know what the fuck. don't fucking know what the fuck is going on with this shit. Are we back? Are we back in action? Good grief. All right. So, apartment. I don't know what the fuck this fucking piece of shit kills me though. Like they just came out and fixed the shit, and I'm still having fucking issues. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So I apologize for that. But goddamn, what say if you do the South Side, you break it. Man. Like I said, I don't know what it is. The shit just random. The shit will be working fine. Don't do nothing. The shit just tap out of nowhere. Anyway, fucking made me lose my train of thought. Oh, but look at it. Yeah, like I'm saying, I guess the Xfinity, they're sponsors of the Texans. There it goes again. The Xfinity, don't they sponsor the Texans? They don't want me talking bad about the Texans. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? They don't like that. You know, I'm fucking up their money if they sponsors of the Texans and shit. But here's my thing, man. Looking at the last few games that they played, I mean, let's be honest, man. Be honest. Since the fucking Patriots game, ever since the Patriots, has this Texans team looked like a team that's ready, that's going out there to compete, right? Let's be honest, man. Like, has the Texans looked like a team that's been able to compete? And they haven't. You know what I'm saying? Ever since the Patriots, like that was it. All the juice was used up against the Patriots game. And we can talk about that makes sense. And I know, God damn it, this shit pissed me off. Like I said, it's gonna be a short sauce. We're gonna try to power through this shit because I see it's just, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Why it's getting super janky on me. I'm gonna try to move some shit around after the stream. I don't know what the fuck it is, but they have not looked good. They haven't looked good. They haven't for the majority of the season, they haven't put a complete game together. The Patriots might have been the first time they put a complete game together, and then you got the last few minutes of the game. But where can you say the Texans look like a contender since that game? At no point. There's no point you can say that, yeah, they look like a team that's fucking, that's ready to come out and play. They look like a team that's going to make a deep playoff run. You know what I'm saying? There is nothing. There's nothing that you can say about this team. They've come out flat. They've come out uninspired. Like I say, last game, they won it. But had it been any other quarterback, like that game they won yesterday was like the game they won against the Bills last year, right? The game they won against the Bills last year when Peterman came in and gave them a couple of freebies so they could win it at the end, right? And that's what the fuck it is. That's where we are. Like last year, I didn't think last year's team was great. You had a 9-game streak against some, I think it was the Cowboys and the Colts might have been the only playoff teams in that run. And then when you came back against the Colts, well, we saw what it was. In the playoff teams that you faced in that 9-game run, they took you to overtime, right? And so that's why I wasn't big last year. But you guys are just so negative. You guys just hate Bill O'Brien, and I was team Bill O'Brien last year. Like, but my thing is like this team. It doesn't have this. He doesn't have this team prepared. And being honest, like Spitzer said all week, under Bill O'Brien, Deshaun Watson has regressed. Like, how is it in, what is this, year 3, that he looks nothing like he did as a fucking rookie? As a rookie, he came in setting this bitch on fire like he was the next coming of Jesus and shit. Like, he was the man. And gets hurt, yeah, fine and dandy. Gets hurt. He still got the wheels. He still got all the tools. Like, that didn't shut him down. He still has the entire skill set. So how does 2 years in, you know what I'm saying? How does 2 years in, he seems like a worse quarterback? Like, how is it 2 years in that he seems like all the tools have improved? Everything around you has improved. Okay, it's still hopping Will, but like I say, you got Steals as a number 3, and when Will's not available, you still have Steals, even though somehow that doesn't ever get implemented. Your receiver depth much better, especially than it was last year. When no Vincent Smith and guys like that. Your offensive line significantly improved over what it was last year. there's a common denominator when we see these things, and it is Bill O'Brien. Again, I was saying that, and it sounds fucked up because I don't want to see Deshaun get hurt. But I forgot who I was talking to. I was saying, I want to see A.J. McCarron, because A.J. McCarron is who Bill O'Brien really is. If you see A.J. McCarron run this offense and it looks good, then that tells you who Bill O'Brien is. If you see A.J. McCarron run this offense and it looks terrible, that tells you who Bill O'Brien is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, because Deshaun brings his own X factor. He brings a skill set that only 2 or 3 other quarterbacks in the league have, maybe 4 at the most. You could say Russell, you could say Lamar, you could say Rodgers, of guys that have this skill set. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't rely on that to say, well, this is this coach's scheme, because he goes off script a lot. He takes a lot of shit. Yeah, Mahomes too. He goes off script a lot. He does his own thing. He has to get creative a lot of times when things fail. You can't attribute that to Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien doesn't draw it up. All right, when everything fucks up, you scramble and you cut back. You spin off this guy. You break this sack. Then you go down. You don't draw that type of shit up. So you have to give Deshaun Watson his due for being able to extend plays, extend drives, and do certain things. But even then, the last few weeks, it hasn't looked good. It has not looked good. And again, you don't want to seem ungrateful. You're in the playoffs again. A lot of other teams could wish that they were there, however you want to look at it. But Deshaun Watson is used to being on teams that are dominant. You know what I'm saying? Deshaun Watson is used to being on teams that are running through motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like I said, I'm not knocking him. Yesterday he looked terrible. You know what I'm saying? Again, I know y'all talk about the chick, whoever it is that he fucking with. Y'all said it was the same chick that old buddy used to fuck with on the Spurs. The one that is that the one that went to Graham and made like a big deal about it, and all them hoes was on the Graham talking about, oh, you got the bag because you got more followers or some stupid shit. Is that the same one? Here's the thing too. Look, you fuck with who you fuck with, man. Y'all, if you ever become famous, if you ever become whatever you finna be, if you ever become somebody important in this world, stop fucking with these Insta hoes, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the broad. I don't want to knock his old lady, whatever. I don't know who she is. I'm just giving you advice. Stop. If the bitch got an Instagram account, period, even if she regular, I don't care if it's a business account. Don't be fucking with a bitch. If she got an Instagram, leave that hoe alone. Instagram got your bitch. Kanye told y'all that shit. Instagram got your bitch. You know what I'm saying? Somebody saying Texas trash and you're from Baltimore? Oh, man, reevaluate your whole life. You're talking about Texas is trash and you're from Baltimore? Reevaluate your entire life. Like, if you have graduated from high school, go back to kindergarten and start over again, because you got everything all ass backwards. You think anything in Baltimore is better than anything in Texas. Only thing worthwhile that came out of Baltimore, goddamn it, was The Wire. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is this, man. My thing is this. Being realistic, unless there is a real shakeup, and what I mean by that is something happens in this KC game. You know what I'm saying? And y'all better lead them hints to go. Y'all better go get you a regular bitch that read books. Bitch that ain't even got no shit. Get you a bitch with a 3G phone. She can't even get on Instagram. Like, leave that shit alone, dog. Like, I'm telling y'all, the shit that these hoes doing for attention, anyway, that's a Den Show conversation. We'll get on that at another time. But again, it's a football game. Shit happens. But you live in the city of Baltimore. That doesn't change. When you walk out your door, you're smelling Baltimore. You're like, oh, I'm in fucking Baltimore. That's terrible. That's cool. Football team lost. It happens. It is what it is. But you got to wake up and then go outside and be in Baltimore. So that sucks for you. But again, like I'm saying, man, it's just it's like I don't feel confident in this team at all, because like I say, they don't have no mojo, they don't have no juice, they don't have no energy. They come out dead. They come out uninspired, unmotivated. Like, I don't know what it's gonna take. Like, what is it? You talking about the Titans game? That wasn't a great game. Yeah, they won it. I know a lot of y'all are happy. Another goddamn AFC South division title. We've done it again. Well, yeah, we've done it again. That's all you can talk about. That's terrible. Like, the best thing about your city is your fucking football team. Do you have anything else to brag about in Baltimore? You have nothing. I mean, enjoy that. We love it. Guess what? When the Texans don't win, we got 1,000 other things we can be concerned about. Like, wake up and I go outside and it's fresh air, it's open spaces. It's a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful sight. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. You can win. The Ravens win a Super Bowl. You wake up and you're still in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. I mean, this is really not an argument, man. So I mean, you know, you can talk about the football team. They ain't won shit and probably won't win anything this year. Don't care about that. You live in Baltimore. Enough said. So, like I say, man, my thing is this that I don't feel like this team is going to be prepared. Like, what is it going to take? You think they're just all of a sudden going to wake up? You know, you think they're literally going to wake up on game day versus the Bills or whoever else and just say, "Oh, we're ready to play today"? No. If they haven't shown dominance up to this point, if they've shown that they're still struggling with these getting blown out by lower tier teams, struggling with so-so to average teams that aren't going to the playoffs, you think that they're just going to come out and put their foot on somebody's neck in the playoffs? At best, they squeak by with a win, right? At best, they squeak by with a win. Here's my thing. And let's be honest, because the path, like Fly Guy is trying to tell you guys, it does go through Baltimore. You're going to have to see Baltimore. At the point where you're at right now, because you lost to Denver and didn't handle your business, it goes through Baltimore, right? You know what I'm saying? It goes through Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? I know plenty about your city. And I wake up every day thanking God that I don't live there. But like I said, it does. The path goes through Baltimore, right? Y'all got to make sure y'all check the porta potties after each game, because y'all got people dying in them bitches and shit. Like, who does that? What does that happen? How does that happen? You know what I'm saying? How does that happen? Who does that? Where do you hear shit like that? Only in Baltimore. Niggas died in the porta potty and then the body be there for 3 or 4 fucking days. That's a terrible situation. So I can speak on whatever the fuck I want to, and you ain't got shit you can do about it. So my thing is this, right? My thing is this. The Texans don't have big, high expectations. I know people come in and say, "Oh, you guys are just so negative. You hate everything. Anything can happen." Yeah, anything can happen, but let's be realistic about the likelihood of what is going to happen, right? And the likelihood of what's going to happen is going to be what has been happening the last few weeks. Nothing. If anything, luck, pure luck, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is all. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is it's unfortunate because we as fans invest a lot of energy in this team. And what's going to happen is the Texans are going to go 1-out. And because the majority of this fan base is J.J. Watt fans, well, look, if he comes back next year, we'll be happy. But I don't want to talk about that too. If he comes back next year, we'll be happy because we still get to wear our 99 jerseys. J.J. Watt's the greatest of all time. You got a lot of people who come over again because they're Clemson fans. Well, Deshaun will be back, and he'll put on some highlight plays. He'll have some highlight reels. He'll have some questionable games, but he'll still be here. The seats are still going to be full. People still going to be buying the merchandise. Y'all know went and bought your AFC championship hats to go with the other 3 or 4 of them you got. Texas is going to keep making money, and nothing's going to change. Because in this city, we just accept whatever. We accept what they give you. We don't make any demands. We don't hold anybody's feet to the fire. If Bill O'Brien goes in this motherfucking playoffs and loses again, he must be fired. He must be fired. And I know that, you know what I'm saying? And again, you know, I get it. I'm highly upset. You know, I'm highly upset about it. But he must be fired. He must be let go. And I know people say, well, you can go with the evil you know or the evil you don't know. You could bring somebody in and it could be worse. Look, man, we know what we got. If y'all like Marvin Lewis, you can keep Bill O'Brien. Vote for keeping Bill O'Brien. I mean, if y'all love the AFC South, winning it every year and being okay with that, if you love mediocrity, if that's good enough, I don't think they give out trophies for that. I've never seen an AFC South title trophy. If that's good enough for you, cool. But I'm going to tell you what I really feel. I feel like the ownership, they're not going to do shit. They're not going to do shit. They're going to give him another year. They're going to bring in Nick Caserio. They're going to, well, we just need to add more elements of the Patriots, and eventually we'll finally get there. If we just add more patriot pieces, we'll get there. And that's my thing, man. Like, and this is my thing, man. I don't know. You sound like you're upset, man. Your feelings hurt, Fly Guy. Your feelings hurt, man. Oh, come on. I'm sorry. I apologize, man. Did I hurt your feelings? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You want a pat on the back? But anyway, like I said, my thing is, work. Yeah, I wasn't there. Oh, I didn't see that. But my thing is just like, man, I'm tired of it. I really am, and I don't have. I hope I'm so fucking wrong. I hope I look foolish as shit. I hope they make a run all the way to the Super Bowl, and I gotta eat a real fucking crow. You know what I'm saying? I hope I gotta eat a real fucking crow. If they go to the Super Bowl, I don't even want to say this. Yeah, I'll say it. If the Texans go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, I'll eat a real fucking crow on live stream. So I'm not worried about that. I'll cook it up. I'll show pictures of me baking that bitch up. It'll probably die. That shit, crow is a trash bird. That shit probably got disease and infection and shit. Where can you get a clean crow from? Because you know what I'm saying. But here's my thing, man. If I was Cal, I'd be disappointed. I'd be disappointed having my name associated with it. Should I just do a YouTube channel on the Texans? I'd be disappointed sometimes. Like, God damn, what are these motherfuckers doing? You know. But the thing about it, barbecue it first. My thing is this. I ain't gonna time him out. I don't care what he talk about. I ain't worried about that. I love to let people talk, let them speak their opinions. I have no issues with anybody feeling the way they want to feel. But my thing is this, man. My thing is this. It's just the J.J. Watt thing too. Who thinks this is a good idea? Like, who thinks this is a good idea? Hey, shit, trust me. I'll be out there with you. It'll go down. We'll set it off. But here's the deal. Who thinks the J.J. Watt thing is a good idea? Who said, hey, J.J.'s the piece. J.J.'s the guy that we need. This defense has been a number one defense without J.J. We've seen what has happened when, you go back a few years when Cush went out. J.J. was there. J.J. was healthy. J.J. was putting up his stats. He was putting up his numbers. But that defense as a whole would decline. J.J. does not make or break this defense. I know people get upset when I say this, but you can't dispel this. You can't prove me wrong. Like, you cannot prove me wrong when I say this. We're 122 deep with 48 likes, man. Hit that like button, man. Greatly appreciate it. Let's at least get 75 likes. Even if you're a hater. If you're a hater, hit that dislike button. I don't give a shit. But my thing is like, why are you even risking it to try to injure this man or do whatever the fuck you're trying? 2 months after a pectoral tear, even if it's just spot duty, then what does that benefit, right? Even if, because you're not really gaining anything from it. Ticket sales, maybe? I don't know. JJ in his prime, look, JJ in his prime is I'm not gonna knock JJ. I'm not gonna sit here and JJ's trash and all that. I'll never say that. But at this point, the man just came off an injury. He's had a series of injuries the last 3 or 4 years. Has missed basically 2 seasons in the last, 3 years? Or last 4 years. He's missed like 2 seasons. So it's like, why even put him in that situation? Like, if you plan to be doing something next year, let this man rest out. Let him get 100% healthy and then bring him back next season. Like, I don't think this benefits anybody in any form or fashion when it comes to this team. But here's the deal, man. I'll tell you it's going to be a little bit of short sauce. I said 30 minutes. I went a little bit over there because I know the lag and shit was fucking it all up. But we will continue the 31 Days of Sauce. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Probably have somebody from around getting down with us tomorrow. We'll do a rational recap over yesterday's game. Make sure you're following the Sauce Sports Podcast. It's available on all major platforms. I said tomorrow I'm going to get that back active. Matter of fact, I need to get that thing from outside. I'm going to get that back active. And like I say, just going to have a lot more stuff coming. Shout out to those of you, and I know somebody else just signed up for the Patreon. Let me shout them out. Make sure y'all get y'all some love. I appreciate all the Patreon supporters because, let me be honest with you, and I've told y'all before, I've explained this before. Ain't nobody making no fucking money talk about the Texans on YouTube. So the fact that y'all support, those of you who hit the super chat, those of you who hit the donation button, those of you who hit the Patreon, man, I have a sincere appreciation for y'all because that y'all enjoy the content, y'all enjoy what's going on here, man. So I thank y'all for that. Nate Hayes, shout out to Nate Hayes, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate Nate Hayes, the newest Patreon supporter, and everybody else has been showing love. But Chad Cushing in the building. What? Cushington in the building. What's the mother? You ain't trying to get on no human fall flat, man. Holla at your boy. But with that being said, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Hit the like button on your way out, man. We doing this live every day, 7 o'clock. Pre-game show an hour before the game. Post-game show an hour after. I still root for the Texans, man. I'm disappointed. I don't have a lot of faith, and we got to figure out how we can get directly to the people who need to hear this. And I got an idea. I got an idea, and I don't want to talk about this raggedy ass division. I want to talk about the Jags and the Titans. Come on now, I don't want to do that. But I'm telling you, man, I've been in some of them Texans group, man, and I don't really participate in them a lot because I see how they respond to anybody saying something negative. You're a hater. You're not a real Texans fan. Motherfucker, I get on this bitch every single day and spend about a fucking hour of my time. You feel me? At least talking about these motherfuckers. And that's not counting, doing little graphics and, all other little shit. At least an hour a day. You know what I'm saying? Take far, just talking to the people, giving people a voice. Like, I'm not a real Texans fan. If I would have Texans, I'd be like, man, fuck all this shit and talk about the entire NFL. So that's the thing that bothers the fuck out of me, is that people, just because you say something, because you're critical, but then when everything you say comes true, it doesn't matter, or you didn't know that before. Like, it's a lot of shit is obvious, man. It's a lot of things that happen that you can see and just say, come on, man. Do you watch the rest of the league? Or are you watching what's going on just even in the division? And you compare this to that, what the Texans got going isn't holding up to that, what some of these other people are doing. Now, I'm going to wrap it up. This was a short sauce today. I'm not taking any calls, but we'll be probably taking calls tomorrow. Or I may start doing something different when I have a guest on. Maybe have a guest on for a little bit and take calls. May start doing some half and half, so we'll figure it out. And that's the thing. Like, people, I tell y'all, if y'all want cake, cookies, sugar cubes, and fucking Kool-Aid and all that shit, it's a lot of other channels on YouTube that'll give you that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you want that shit, go do that shit. But here's the deal, Kenny. Like, I'm not trying. It's not about being a YouTuber. It's not about that. Like, when I say that I have a game plan for the sauce and why, especially specifically Texans, being a Texans fan, there's a reason for that. I don't want to talk about the whole fucking NFL. It's not about being a YouTuber. It's not about being any of that shit. There is a real game plan, an end game. I've always told y'all about that, behind all this shit. Like, this is just a starting point. But some of y'all niggas, want to be YouTubers, and that's fine. That's cool. I'm not knocking that. If that's what you want to do that. But YouTube is just a platform to present yourself to the people. There's always a bigger vision out there. And then we'll be in the den at 10. It's Sunday night confessions in the den. So we'll be talking about that tonight. But man, I fucks with y'all, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. I got to slide. But I thank y'all for being here. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Same sauce channel, same sauce time. And let me see. With that being said, y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. I appreciate each and every one of you. Even Fly Guy, because he loves the sauce, because they ain't got nothing in Baltimore as live as the sauce. That's why he's in here right now. But y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world, man. Sauce Sports HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Y'all be cool, baby. I'm out. Y'all stay saucy.
Perfect.